In last 4 videos, we review nature of the economic problem. Basically, within the 4 videos, we learn about, well, resources are scarce. Again, understood why and how scarce they are through the factors of production. 4 of them, by the way, as well. Then we learned that there's a solution, choice. And choice comes with the opportunity cost. And we learn another way, production possibility curve, where we are trying to somehow compromise this choice between 2 items by somehow leveraging opportunity cost in regards of this or another option. Okay, well, now it's time for us to enter the second topic, resource allocation, a very fundamental unit which will describe us quite a lot of concepts that are critical for everyone to understand. And yes, my name is Alex, you're watching Know the Game, and today we have our second unit started with an actually surprisingly light topic where we will sort out the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. Remember, in my first video, we outlined there's 3 main players in economy, or as Cambridge theory officially states, 3 economic agents. These are households, business, and government. So if we will simplify what is microeconomics, we will basically outline that this is basically interaction of first 2 players, economic agents, households and business. But yeah, let's get us some official theory. Microeconomics is the branch of economics that looks at individual markets and the people and organizations operating in them, rather than economy as whole. It examines how individuals, households and firms make decisions when they face things like prices, incomes, costs. Microeconomics helps us to understand how these factors affect the choices and behavior of consumers and producers. So what exactly do we study in the microeconomics in the IGCSE syllabus? Well, microeconomics cover factors of production, demand, supply, price elasticity of demand, market failure, economies of scale and diseconomies of scale, costs, revenue, and the objectives of the firm. And last but not least important, market structures. Microeconomics allows to predict what will happen if certain economic condition will change, if certain product will become trendy and demand for it will rise, or maybe we have a very big harvest of very easy to spoil product. What should we do with the price to make sure that we sell it all before it spoils and expires? Another interesting thing, microeconomics basically concentrates on changes in one specific individual market or even industry. What is important to outline, microeconomics explains these changes in markets and specific industries more based on theories rather than on raw facts and statistics. And now we are moving to macroeconomics. Now things getting more serious here because it's more bigger picture where all our 3 major players are involved, and households and business and government. Basically, here we discuss the interactions of all the 3 players. But obviously, this is simplification, so I guess I need to give some more formal name to it. Basically, in macroeconomics, we review economy as whole, not just separate interaction of separate players. That will be much more straight to the point. It looks at the overall picture. For example, the total amount of goods and services bought and sold in the country, thus called aggregate demand and national output, and how the general price level changes. Prices rising, inflation, or falling, deflation, prices falling. So, sticking to the IGCSE syllabus, the macroeconomics topic we cover are the role of the government, redistribution of the income, fiscal policy, monetary policy, supply side policy, economic growth, employment and unemployment, and obviously inflation and deflation. Macroeconomics help us to understand what will happen to the whole economy if certain factors will change. And for example, if a country gone through a long recession, what will happen with employment of the people? what will happen with the economic activity of the country. Unlike the microeconomics don't heavily rely on a theory. No, it really demands facts, statistics, real-world data to make sense of economic booms and busts. Alright, let's review decision makers in microeconomics, or basically, who makes the decision in microeconomics. On a simple terms, considering a IGCSE program as well, basically the decisions made between individuals and entrepreneurs. Though things are being a bit more sophisticated than that. But for now, we're just doing microeconomics. When we speak about the ordinary people, obviously decisions come in regards of what should I buy, what should I do with my life, and what should I study, and who I want to work as. When we speak about the business, it's getting more sophisticated than what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce, because we also need to fully understand what to use the profit for, or the price we will set for the product. And yeah, the only limit for these decision examples is the rules and laws set by the government. Macroeconomics, on the other hand, makes the decision that will affect the whole country, and simple examples are taxes, overall economic policies, employment, and inflation control. It also covers policies aimed at economic growth, redistributing income, and making production more efficient. Plus, macro look at how the government regulates the labor market, maintains balance in international trade, and influences how much people save or spend. All of this paints a bigger picture how economy works on a national level. Since finally I have a chance to make a short, small video, I can even allow myself to give some interactive momentum into this video. And I will give you several case examples, and just for yourself, in your head, try to answer, is it a micro case or a macro case? So, let's go with the first sample. A family decides to buy fruits and vegetables for the whole week. Is it a micro or macro?
A few moments later.
The right answer will be here on the bottom. Second, the government decides to increase tax on the petrol. Is it a micro or macro situation?
A few moments later.
Number 3, the company sets the price for its new product. Is it a micro or macro?
A few moments later.
And final one, the overall unemployment falls in the country. Is it a micro or macro matter?
A few moments later.
And yeah, obviously, these are very easy, simple questions. And don't forget, we are doing IGCSE level of economics, which is basically introduction to the economics. Unfortunately, in reality, economics are not so straightforward usually. And let me hit you with a couple questions which will make you think 2 times, if not 3 times, to actually answer where and what is going on. For instance, when a rise in the minimum wage affects one single company decision about how many people to hire, is that microeconomics or macroeconomics? Or how about when rising inflation forces an individual consumer to change their shopping habits? Is that microeconomics or macroeconomics effect? These questions are really to show you that in the real world, it's really hard to separate micro and macroeconomics when we're dealing with certain matters. We always have to keep and micro and macro in mind. Splitting economics in these 2 levels is basically a simplification that we use to answer certain questions. But usually, there's such a thin line between them that we need to keep, as I said, both of them in mind. And to show you this, let me explain you next situation. Now, we have a farmer. He was usually growing potatoes. And at a certain momentum, he just realized, why should I grow potatoes? We actually lack on a corn in the market, and it's very expensive. Why shouldn't I grow corn? So, next time, he started growing corn and makes a lot of profits. All farmers around notice that and just like, holy crap, why shouldn't we use this opportunity and to earn more as well? and they started growing corn as well. I mean, so far it's basically micro decisions, right? But government looks and finds out the situation that, oh my gosh, all our farmers out of sudden are growing corn. While in our country, food habits are about the potatoes. And we will have a huge shortage of potatoes coming at us very soon. What I wanted to outline here is that micro decisions can affect macro situation, and other way around, obviously, because if government will decide, okay, we need to subsidize this thing, well, some other matters won't be attended. Why? Well, because we have limited resources. If we will basically remember our PPC, we take our available resources and move them somewhere there, there's opportunity cost with somewhere here. Simple as that. And yeah, believe it or not, today's video basically is fully wrapped up. We now know the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics. And I have even more better news. Next couple of videos will be also short and very simple. The problem is though, I'm right now passing you some Lego blocks, but we are about to build a Death Star, so-called Lego Death Star, that will soon appear, and I already know that the videos will be coming longer, bigger, and more dramatic, because right now it's a simple theory explaining certain matters. But when we go to upper topics, we'll find out that, first of all, I will justify the name IGCSE-Economics for Adults, and then we'll have a very sophisticated material that we need to go through. But for now, let's just relax, let's just learn some basic concepts before we'll get to this sophisticated matters, if you will. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. It was a pleasure to have you on my channel. Highly appreciate every like you put on this channel, and yeah, comment it, and don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss next video. But as I said, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, ciao, Sakal Khazaizian.